Over the last couple of decades, Michelle Williams has earned her place as one of the best and most respected actors in Hollywood. But before she was a 5-time Academy Award nominee, Williams was a young actress breaking into the business on Baywatch and then breaking out on Dawson's Creek. Off-screen, Williams' own story of resilience made her a public fascination. After the sudden death in 2008 of Heath Ledger, her co-star, partner, and father of her now teenage daughter. Now, after a celebrated turn in Steven Spielberg's latest movie, Williams returns to something a little smaller. Michelle and I got together in Brooklyn the other day for a Sunday Sitdown. I had the tea waiting for us.
Well, that was very thoughtful of you.
And I bought out the restaurant.
So we could have a really private conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With another glitzy award season behind her, Michelle Williams is happy to be back home in New York.
You've been a New Yorker for a long time.
Something about this place, I just can't really imagine ever leaving it.
The 42-year-old is fresh off of a 5th career Oscar nomination for her starring role in The Fabelmans, a semi-autobiographical film about Steven Spielberg's childhood, in which she plays the director's mother, Mitzi.
You do what your heart says you have to, because you don't owe anyone your life.
Did you feel it in the moment when you were making it that this is something special?
Well, it felt special to me the moment that I read the script and just saw like this gorgeous story with these like big, beautiful scenes. I had a sense of what it could be, and then the work begins. It's a high bar, and you have to hope you can jump up and catch it.
It was very poignant to read and to see how strongly Steven felt, for obvious reasons, and that when he saw you first as Mitzi, he just broke down in tears.
You know, that first day when he broke down, my heart went out to him, and I wanted to offer him comfort, and inside I'm thinking, oh, thank God, like, it's working.
For her next project, Williams returns to the professional place where she feels most at home, independent film.
Good job, Eric.
In Showing Up, Williams plays a sculptor on deadline for a show, but distracted by the mundane challenges of daily life. It is her 4th movie with director Kelly Reichardt, dating back to their acclaimed 2008 film, Wendy and Lucy.
Is it true that at this point she calls and says, I'm working on something, and you just cut her off and say yes?
Yeah.
You just do it?
It feels like very true to my heart and to why I even wanted to act in the first place. To have branched out and sort of made bigger movies and to be comfortable in that arena also was a really big deal for me. But these movies feel like where my heart is.
Off-screen, Williams' heart is in Brooklyn, where she lives with her husband, director Thomas Kail of Hamilton fame, and their children. A world away from rural Kalispell, Montana, where her own story began.
I'm sure growing up in Montana, Hollywood seemed like it was a different planet. So when did you start dreaming about being an actor?
When we lived in Montana, I think I probably thought that like people lived in the TV set, and so I really didn't have like any concept of that was a job. And then at a certain point we moved to San Diego. You know, San Diego's close to Los Angeles, and there were just other kids that were acting. It was just something that other people were doing, and then suddenly I was one of the people that was doing it.
And you did pretty well. You got some parts.
Eventually. I was constantly going up and back for commercial auditions, TV show auditions, but I never got a single one. So I don't really know why they kept sticking me there.
But she kept at it with small parts, including a role on Baywatch. Her big break came at 16 when she was cast on the hit teen drama Dawson's Creek.
Dawson, you just try too hard. You're overzealous.
It's my downfall.
I love how even recently you've been talking about the foundation that gave you and how you draw a line through everything back to Dawson's Creek.
It was really a stabilizing force because I was quite young. It taught me sort of like the basics of how to take care of myself in a way that we were in like a very sleepy southern town, and the crew really felt like they looked out for us.
Soon after Dawson's Creek ended, Williams landed the role that would change her life in Brokeback Mountain, alongside Anne Hathaway, Jake Gyllenhaal, and the late Heath Ledger, who would become the father of her daughter.
What was that time in your life like? It was huge for you personally and professionally, but just to be a part of something that really had such an impact on the culture.
You know, I think that was such a big experience, I mean, in so many ways. But I was watching how men reacted and how they would relate to Heath and Jake when the emotion that they held, finally being able to see themselves on screen.
And then the four of you sort of find yourself at the Oscars, and all these things are changing in your life.
Oh, it was such a shock. I mean, like, I was on Baywatch, so those two things, I don't know, they go together. But it was wonderful, you know. We were part of this, you know, important movie, and we had a beautiful, healthy little baby, and it was a great moment in time.
And then from there, you go on in your career, doors sort of open, and you get all these opportunities. So was that a fun time for you to just look at the world and read scripts and be in demand a little bit after
I don't
that?
know. I think it was really unnerving, you know, sort of after that. Like, well, what do you do? What do you do next? I never really had attention on me before in that kind of a way. And so I think I felt a little bit frozen for a moment.
That feeling didn't last long. Williams went on to earn Oscar nominations for Blue Valentine, My Week with Marilyn, and Manchester by the Sea, and won an Emmy and a Golden Globe for her performance in the series Fosse Verdon.
It does feel like you made smart decisions along the way. Is there a strategy to that for you? Or
no, it's very instinctive. It's like a reaction that happens between you and a piece of material, or it doesn't. And what about this is going to actually work on me and expand me as a person, as a mother?
Which raises the question, what's next for you?
Who
What's
knows?
still out there? It feels like the world's open to you, and you're always open to whatever's thrown at you.
I like to be surprised. Like, I like to sort of not know what's next, and then to sort of be struck by the feeling of, oh, this is it.
You like to be a little scared or not know what's around the corner?
Yeah, I do. I like to not know.
Well, it seems to be working for you.
It's, you know, so far so good.
Michelle's new film, Showing Up, is in theaters this Friday, April 7th. Our thanks to Felice Montague Restaurant in Brooklyn for hosting our conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sitdown podcast to hear the full interview with Michelle Williams. You can find that on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.